I feel like I put like a piece of me in the outhouse.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mean like in the outhouse, but I mean like a piece of my heart is now permanently constructed with the new outhouse. And this is not an ordinary outhouse, this is a composting outhouse, which is like magically 10 times better than a normal outhouse.
I took my Tonka straight outside to play. And
Ready? No, not feet first. Head first. Put your head down there. Head in. There we go.
just sailed on by.
Okay.
'Cause I was
Tell me when. You sure? Okay, give someone the board. Okay, this is the best composting toilet ever. Because not only is it an outdoor composting toilet, it's got a view.
Yes.
Like this thing has like a porch with like a view of the forest and the creek. This is like double barrel composting toilet. You use one side for like a year, and then you move it to the other side, like the seat part. You move that to the other side, and then this side down below, all the magic is happening. It's getting hot and composting, like it's like a machine down there. And then at the end of a year, it's just dirt, and you just open it up and shovel it out. And I'd probably offer that dirt to my neighbors. You gotta check this out. So it's still not like 100% done, but it's like close enough. There she is. Okay, so let's go check it out. Whoa! Jesus. What are you doing in here?
Is the camera on?
What are you doing?
Well, like it was kind of an emergency.
Are you eating Where's Waldo?
It was in here.
Because you brought it in here. So, okay, so why don't you tell us how this kind of thing works, Dave?
Well, I guess, I'll just tell you my approach to it, right? I mean, I think everyone has their own technique, which may vary depending on how much time you have and
like what exactly you're doing.
That's right.
Because there's a few options.
There is, but really there's only one option with this kind of a composting toilet, right?
Okay.
You always sit down.
Well, listen. For all you boys out there, just sit down. Just do it.
And if you don't have to sit down, ask yourself, do I really need to go in there?
Which is a super good point. Because look, why don't you go out there somewhere?
That tree could use some nitrogen.
Just go out there.
Oh,
go
that
over
tree
there.
Could use some nitrogen.
Just go over there.
Oh, that
go
bush
somewhere
could use some
over
nitrogen.
there. Okay? Just go anywhere else.
Because the important reason, that's why outhouses smell.
Why?
Because boys have terrible aim. So it...
what does the average person... what's the experience like? Show me.
Well, I think you've seen...
don't show everything.
So,
okay.
I've just finished what I was...
Okay. Well, what's in that hole, though? Show me what's in the hole.
Well, let's...
So it's just like... It's just like a dark hole. But is there like a big... This thing won't look down there, but like is there a big sloppy, like a sewer down there?
No, I see sawdust.
Yeah, it's just a pile of sawdust in there, so it doesn't look too bad. Okay, and then... Okay, so say you're done.
I've done my thing and I've,
What about this? Can you use that technology right there?
You sure can.
You can use this?
You don't have to.
Are you sure?
You don't have to, but...
Shouldn't we use pine cones?
We encourage... Yeah, that's not my recommended... if you're that desperate, moss, maybe. You've done your thing.
Okay.
Then I'm going to take a scoop and just cover it.
Nice. So it's all covered up now.
Oh, I'm just going to make sure.
Yeah, just because you're using my sawdust, you just don't mind using a little more.
Done.
Okay. Close the lid. Flush. Do you have to shake it or stir it or?
I just walk away.
Just walk away right now?
That's... Well, I'm going to wash my hands, of course.
Where?
Just right here.
Oh, that's chemical sanitizer. So, okay, so like I don't like the chemical sanitizer, so you should walk over to the water tank. We have a water tank.
Really?
And then cuz we're all about hygiene here. We like to wash.
I kind of snuck in here on the stealth, so I didn't
Yeah,
Didn't
you weren't
really
able to make it by the
slow
water tank because then I would have seen you.
I didn't really have time, actually.
But like, let's show them what this is like. Okay, so here, I'll have a seat here. Okay. So look, I'm right here. I'm right next to the. And this, if we're just quiet, we can listen to like birds, and maybe the goats and right.
Sometimes,
but like, and normally you're not in here, right?
No, normally I'd be like, kind of lurking down by the creek.
Feet or whatever. Okay, now let's explain the technology of inside the toilet.
Okay.
Because and you might not know the whole technology thing, but you see how this is like a double barrel?
I don't actually.
Okay, well, right here,
Oh yeah.
there's actually you can see the mark for like I'm gonna cut that out, and underneath here, let's go down.
Okay.
So down here, this is where the magic happens. Okay. Right here.
What do we
See,
have here?
here's the bottom.
We call this the vault.
Yeah, and so there's one, like inside there's a wall. So that there's actually 2 chambers. And so it's divided inside there. And what you can do is,
You could have
right now
two, and it could be like the buddy system.
you could, but right now, that toilet's emptying in here. And then what we do is next year,
Okay.
like once we've used this thing for a year and it's kind of getting full in the one, we'll just move that thing over.
Cut a new hole.
I'll cut a new hole and I'll cover up the other one just like with a kind of a lid
mat.
thing.
Just like.
Yeah. Once it's full, we'll move that seat over. We'll cover up the old hole and then it'll fill up the second chamber. And then that gives this one a whole year to like break down and turn to like the most gorgeous soil.
Break it down.
And then I'm just going to shovel it out and I'm just going to like leave it right here. That's it. But the other magic down here is underneath at the very bottom, there's like a big circle, like a big spiral of big O, like perforated pipe.
Yeah.
And that allows all the moisture in there to drain out. And you know what? There's not a lot of moisture from the people. It's actually the groundwater
Yeah.
that would seep in.
The sawdust really absorbs.
Exactly. But any excess water is just going to drain out here. And you can see the big old pipe. All I did was bury it with old straw and throw some grass seed on it. But the other end of that big old pipe comes out the front. And the line is tied to this pipe right here, which is just like a vent. And it goes all the way up. And that pipe is going to get warm in the sun and it's going to create like a bit of a draft. And it's actually going to draw air from at the bottom of the pile. It's going to draw air down through the pile, up through the pipe. So any kind of like musty, sawdusty smells
You think
are going to be drawn up, but also the air is going to go and like compost the material.
Oh yeah, because it's anaerobic. No, it's aerobic.
No, it's aerobic. So the compost needs oxygen, which means it can't be like a swamp, and it needs some airflow, but it also needs the right mix of green and brown, right?
Yeah.
So people put in the green. Just trust me, it's green. It's the nitrogen, and then the sawdust that we put in there is the
Is the carbon the brown?
is the brown, which is the carbon.
Which is confusing, right? You think, but
I know, but
is
just
it-
don't.
no.
Just trust us.
Yeah.
Anyways, so you put in there the right mix, you oxygenate it, and you keep the right amount of moisture, which normally is not a problem having enough moisture. It's normally a problem having too much, and that's why we drain the moisture out.
Yeah.
And so that this is set up perfectly to do that with the vent and with the drain at the back and with throwing the sawdust in, and then it's aerobic and it doesn't smell and that's compost. And if it's anaerobic, that's gross. And normally that's because
why it
it's all
smells.
too much water and
Yeah.
and that stuff smells like methane,
Yeah.
which technically, actually, I don't think has a smell. If it's making methane, it's making the other stuff that smells.
Some methane leaks I've been around smell.
Yeah, but it's not the methane.
Did you smell that?
So there you have it. That's the outdoor composting toilet, and it's.
It's awesome.
Let's go back and enjoy that view again. It's been good doing this with you, Dave. I'm glad you came over.
I'm so glad this is here. Like the irritable bowel is an issue, right? You know.
Anyway. Anyways, and then the cycle just keeps going. And so this toilet will never end. Ever. Like the hole will never fill. It'll be like the jar of oil. It'll overflow.
No,
it won't overflow.
No.
But you know what I mean? Like it'll just keep giving. It'll keep going forever. This is like the most permanent. This might be the most permanent structure we have on the property, and I'm pretty excited. It's like my legacy.
Yeah.
No, it's our legacy.
Yeah.
Good as gold. Heaven was a shovel and a 2-foot hole.